So I've just heated up my nice little pan here. You can use a stainless steel pot or whatever. I really like these little pottery pots. And I'm going to do a little stir fry. So what I want to do is start with the onion and just kind of, I don't know, I'm sure that there are better, more professional ways of doing this, but that's how I do it. I just, I don't know, maybe somebody will write in and tell me there's a easier way of peeling an onion quickly. So, whoops, there's that part. So I do want to get the onion to just kind of be in chunks here, you know. I just want it steamed a little bit. I've got about 2 tablespoons of water in there, and I'm just going to put the onion in chunks. And then I'm going to cut my carrots, which they are organic, so they're not the prettiest, but they are organic. Okay, so I'm only going to cut maybe 4 or 5 at once because I was cutting celery earlier. Okay, just to get the ends off here. And then I'm just going to go at a bit of an angle, just to sort of angle cut them. Go slow so you don't cut yourself. Give them a bit of an angle cut. And then the ends can go for the juicer. Okay, so I'm going to put those in there, start sauteing with the onions. And you put it on high, so you do have to keep an eye on it, but just put it on high because they'll cook faster. And then with the rest of the carrots, get them all right ends up. Get rid of that. And actually, you know what, I think I'll twirl around, and because the bottoms are so uneven, I'm just going to even them up and cut those ends off too. Okay, why I turn them back around so that they're head first, I have no idea. Just feels like the thing to do. And again, with your angle cut, just try and go, hold them firmly. And more or less an angle cut. You know, I think that, for me, I think that that's faster than cutting them individually on an angle, but maybe not. Okay, so just gonna keep these on high and let them cook. You want the carrots to make contact with the pan so that they really start cooking quickly. And again, high heat. So in the meantime, I'm just going to chop up my celery. I have a little bit of celery to add to this. It's kind of like a oriental vegetable dish, maybe. Might turn out that way. And then with the peppers, I'm just going to, I don't bother with taking out the seeds or the little ribs. Just put them in chunks, maybe half of them again, set that there. Chunks there. Take this and this. And maybe cut that again. So it gives you get that cooking while you cut up the rest of the vegetables and get everything else ready. Okay, I do have a few little asparagus tips. I use the lovely tops in my salad, so I'm just going to use these crunchy other bits and then get rid of the ends because the ends are a little woody. Whoops. And then I have my broccoli, and I don't think I'm going to use all of it. I think I'll save that for a salad or something. And then just, you know, you kind of do want your broccoli raw, so you don't want it super finely chopped, but you do kind of want bite-sized pieces. Something like that. Okay, now I need to make the, I have some organic cornstarch here, and maybe I'll give this a stir, get these carrots going. You don't want them overcooked, but you might not want them totally raw. Okay, so with this, I'm going to take a teaspoon of this organic cornstarch, and just a heaping teaspoon like that, and add a bit of water to it, which I forgot to prepare. You want to put cold water because the hot water makes it kind of lumpy. So you just add a little bit, stir it, and then the cornstarch in the cold water won't have any lumps, and then also when it hits the heat it starts to thicken up. I am going to add a little bit, I thought I had coconut oil and I don't, so I am going to add a little bit of Earth Balance just for, you know, it just seems to give it that shine and that little kind of oily, buttery texture. A little bit of Bragg's Liquid Aminos, probably about 2 teaspoons. It gives it the little teriyaki flavor. And so I'm just going to let these cook a little bit more because I can see the carrots aren't quite finished yet, or tender enough. So in the meantime, I will add my Celtic sea salt to taste, probably half a teaspoon, a little bit of cayenne, because I always love cayenne, good for circulation, good for everything. A little bit of pepper, and I will add my favorite, a little bit of maple syrup. Not too much, just about a teaspoon, because I don't really want it sweet. Just want to add a little bit of that hint of sweetness. So you can see these are really getting softer. Okay, and again you've got your high heat here. So I'm going to start adding the celery next. A little bit of onion that I missed. And you know, you really don't want it very cooked at all. So you just put that on there. And I still have a little bit of the water in the bottom. You can see a little of the water. And so I'm going to add the cornstarch to it. Okay, just pour that in. And as that heats up again, that's going to make a nice glaze. Kind of like your Asian veggie stir fry or Asian chop suey. Okay, so just going to let that come to heat and add everything else because I really do want it pretty much raw. Don't want it overcooked, then you don't get all the nutrition out of the vegetables. Put those in there and give this a little stir. You can see that getting thicker. The glaze is getting thicker on the bottom. Of course, you know, it cooks faster when you stop picking it up off the heat. Whoops, they're flying out. Oh, you can see that got thick right away. I'm going to need to add some more water. See, you can tell the how it's nice and got that nice glaze on it there. Okay, so keep that on high heat for about probably another minute and a half. And you can see it's getting very thick and very lovely. And just keep stirring. Keep it on for about a minute and a half. Set your table, and it's ready. Just like that. I might not put that piece in. Not that it isn't good for you. It would be good for the juicer. But you can see that how it's glazing up there with the nice glaze. And see how it's all got that lovely glaze on there. Okay, so add add your, if you want to add a teriyaki sauce, you can. I might add a little bit more Bragg's Liquid Aminos, but I really want the vegetable flavor. You know, I don't want it to be too teriyaki at this point for this particular dish. I want it to just be like a stir fry. Pick that up again. It's getting heavy. Okay, so you can see how beautiful that looks with the glaze on it. And by the time you set the table, it's like totally beautiful and ready. Okay, there you go. Easy peasy. Go to georginasear.com for the recipe.